everyone, welcome to my channel, Aries 888. My name is Tanya. All right, let's do a fast reading, a morning coffee read. Set your intentions. I lit my candle. Let's call on spirit. Let's get this party started. Spirit guides and angels of your whitest light, please give me a clear message for the collective, one that brings healing, hope, and understanding of their situation. Protect me as I open myself up to channel these messages and protect my beautiful collective. All right, collective readings. That means any energy, any sign energy does not have a gender. There are signs that I point out along the way as part of that. But take what resonates, leave the rest, and flip the roles as you see fit. These are timeless readings. I'm reading this in the morning, but it could be Wednesday afternoon. So it really doesn't matter. Oops, something wants to come out. What is it? 8 of Wands. Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag. So there is forward movement and opportunities. And where would those opportunities be, Spirit? Where would those opportunities be? Thank you all those out there that are so loyal to my channel and enjoy my quirkiness and the way in which I do my readings. Every reader is different, even though the format can be very similar. We all have our own personalities and the way in which we approach it. So I so appreciate the fact that I admire a lot of readers out there as well, and I certainly appreciate that. Anybody that admires the way I do it, my style, thank you for that. All right, Spirit. 8 of Wands is movement forward. Somebody's asking for forward movement in a situation. Could be in life, could be in finances, could be all over the floor because Spirit likes to play games. All right, so this is the Emperor. Oh my God. A leader. There is forward movement. I don't know necessarily if there's an asking for forward movement. There could have been a manifestation of forward movement in a situation, but there is going to be forward movement. Obviously, the Emperor requires it. Yes. This is a 10 of Pentacles too. This is something that also is a legacy, something that was meant to be, something that was predestined for this person. Hang on. I'm going to take the one on the floor because I'm not sure which direction, but it did have Magician. Like I said, I'm not going to take that one. 10 of Swords was also there. So there could have been a lot of stress involved in this manifestation or why they manifested it. But the Emperor is, I don't know necessarily if they're asking for it. It's something that was destined for them. What happened with this movement, Spirit? 7 of Swords, yeah. Deception, hidden. Almost as if, like, I don't know if you've ever seen these movies where there's, you ever see the movie The Wizard of Oz? My nose is running like a sieve. I have no idea. I have allergies. Allergy season, everybody. Take your meds. Take your sprays. It's coming. The allergies are coming. The allergies are coming. I'm going to be the Paul Revere of the allergy community. Oh, Lord, please spare me. All right, so you ever see the Yellow Brick Road, like The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy and her dog are going forward and there's all these different stops along the way when they meet all these people and stuff. And if you've ever seen like Roadrunner, there was these cartoons years ago. Maybe you guys are a lot younger than I am. God bless you. And they put like, I guess like, what is it called, Spirit? What am I going to say? Not roadblocks, but they not blocked the road, but they like used a one-way sign and turned it. Like say it was this way to the promised land and all of a sudden they turned it so that they would go in a different direction, trying to manipulate the situation or direct them somewhere else. This is what happened to this Emperor. Okay. They were predestined to have this 10 of Pentacles. That's the ultimate fulfillment, legacy, money, all of that good stuff. And then all of a sudden they got diverted off of the road that they were supposed to go in another direction by deceptive people who looked into their situation, saw that they were going to get that Ten of Pentacles, maybe even looked into their Akashic records. Hang on, I'm going to get my hands washed here. And changed their, or tried to change their fate. Yes, 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 yes. I feel like evading responsibility too. So even like in secret, hidden, but not like watching this person. It was strategic, but trying not to take the blame for it. Five of Swords is here too. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If I haven't mentioned the signs, Aries is Emperor. Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Cap. I already did the Wands. So Five of Swords is here. It's a conflict. It's dishonesty. It's manipulation. And it was all for their own self-interest in power. Power, strength. So somebody here wanted to show their strength. Wanted to be stronger than this Emperor. Nine of Cups too. Fulfillment. Wish granted. Happily ever after. There's a judgment here. Nine of Cups is here. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Could be a water sign that did this, but it's the Nine of Cups. This person, this Emperor, was meant to get everything. And there was a jealous vein running through a person. When they watched and surveyed this person, they saw how they put their nose to the grindstone. They were a hard worker. They were gifted in certain areas, maybe in business, communication, whatever it was. And it really triggered a person's ego. It triggered a person's, I want to say control, but they tried to control this person. And when they seen that this person was meant for this, however they did it, they cracked down on it. Judgment, though. There's a judgment here. I believe it's from Spirit, though. Or this, it's a dual thing. It was a judgment that this person who wanted to control this Emperor made that day when they decided to turn the sign in a different direction. Because, and this is what happens with people. We admire people. We usually have friends, because family is kind of set, right? We can't really do anything about family. Family's family. We're born into situations. But friends, we can choose. And a lot of times we choose people that we admire qualities about them. Even though we all possess them within ourselves, it takes us a long time as humans on this journey to recognize that we have all those qualities. We don't need to look outside of ourselves for any of this. We have love. We have, star power. We have all of the qualities, strength, courage, strength, intelligence, all of the things that we admire about other people, we have within ourselves. The masculine and feminine. If we're balanced, we can feel good about ourselves. But we outwardly project our insecurities and look into somebody else to validate ourselves. And this is where we get into problems. This person, this Emperor, wasn't there yet at that status. It was a prophetic, futuristic status that they would have. They may have possessed leadership roles. They may have looked the part of an emperor, because this person might be very, I don't know, like when you look at this person, you just see leader, almost like it's neon. When they walk, they talk, they have a status about them. And this friend of theirs, this person that they admired, might have been in that role already, or at least projected that. They had a better way of faking it till they make it type of thing. They may have even had a status. I'm not going to say they didn't. And the Emperor admired this person, became friends with this person, and this person helped them along the way. It was like the student and the teacher. Well, if the student surpasses the master, there's a problem there. You need to stay in your place. And when they could see that this person, the Emperor, had more abilities to become higher than them, the student surpassing the master, they cracked down on that. They got jealous. And jealous and envy, oh man, They're the biggest they're the biggest downfalls of a person. Biggest downfalls, one of the biggest downfalls of a person. And this person looked at the emperor and said, hell no, you ain't getting higher than I am. Sit back down. You got to listen to me. It was a control thing. Can you say control freak? Much. Yeah, because I can. And now there's a judgment this person passed upon the emperor that you ain't getting higher than I am. And they started manipulating the person. Ooh. To their own judgment, because that ain't going to work. Spirit, who's this person that is controlling the emperor? Please. Help me out. Spirit, please. Who is this person? Reveal them to me, please, Spirit. It's got the magician. Yeah, but it like turned. Okay? So this is a magician. This is a person who has gifts in the darkest way. Not in a good way. There's dark, there's light. Because I have cards that flip. They have one on one side, one on the other, depending on how you turn them. They turn on their own because Spirit throws them all over the place. Whatever. You know you do, Spirit. You know you do. Anyways, the magician. This is a dark person. But it flipped over. It started to go to the fool. Okay? And then it flipped to the magician as I'm shuffling them. So it's a person who's a magician, did not want the emperor to take that leap of faith towards themselves. Because once you start taking a leap of faith towards yourselves, there's no control that a person has against you. Because now you're looking inward instead of outwardly projecting that, how do you say it? Looking for validation somewhere else. You're validating yourself. You're no longer seeking the praise or whatever it is. You're seeking any type of, am I doing the right thing? You don't need that anymore because you're already seeking it inward. And that's what you're always supposed to do anyways. That is, everybody's journey gets to that place where you seek inwardly what you were always, since a child, obviously you need help from other people, seeking outwardly. You no longer need that anymore. You're balancing that masculine and feminine. You're becoming your own guide, your own guide, right? So, but they're a fool, this magician. This is where it flipped. It gave me that impression. They're a fool to think that they could play God, that they could play spirit, universe, whatever you want to add there. Because it ain't going to work. You're going to manifest something that's going to lock you into that toxicity. So this is a toxic magician that is going to be judged by spirit. And not in a good way, baby. Ten of Swords is here. Yes, yes. What they were trying to project upon the emperor is going to be put upon the magician. They're going to be blocked with 10 swords on each side. You ain't moving. Now, spirit's coming in and saying, you ain't moving. Student, sit down. You're going to learn your lesson. Now the road that you thought you were going to take from the emperor, the straight path to success, you're being diverted. Go back. Turn back around. You need to learn your lessons. 10 of Swords. And that's a judgment passed by spirit. Yeah. That's not good. It's not good when spirit has to intervene and get involved because you're doing dirty deeds. That ain't good. Ooh, spirit can feel. Don't hurt me now. You don't want to piss off spirit on any level. You don't. You ain't smarter. Devil's here. What? Oh, the devil's here, baby. Yes, bondage. It was a trap. It was a trap for the magician. Yeah. It was also, it's like, even when you think about the devil, what was the devil? Anybody? The devil was an angel. The devil was an angel that looked down upon the earth like all the other angels and thought, not like every other angel though. This was an interesting phenom. This was somebody that we all have free will, including the angels. They don't have to sit up there in the clouds. They don't have to do the bidding of God, even though they were created by him, right? They have a lot of status. They have a lot of power. First of creation. One of the first of creation. And this was an interesting, I don't know, maybe experiment that free will created this want of worship, this want of validation from people to validate them, people to worship them, people to love them. They looked at this creation when they looked upon the earth and said, I want somebody to worship me. I don't know where they got that, where that happened. Sort of like you see those movies where they create these robots and all of a sudden the robot has a brain, the robot has feelings, the robot wants to control their own destiny. This is what happened. The devil in the Bible wanted to control their own destiny. They didn't want to be ruled by God. They wanted people to rule. They wanted to rule others. And this has always been, since that time, a problem with humans. It's not just an angel thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. There's always going to be, like, what, anarchy, people trying to rise up and be the boss. This person could have been a boss. Could be a boss, the magician. And they wanted that. They felt really good about themselves that somebody looked at them like that. Like, I'm the boss, and this person looks up to me. This person who's better than me, that's greater than me, that's destined for more than me, looks up to me. The problem is, it's not about just a feeling. It's about continually having that feeling. They feed off of that feeling. And ultimately, it destroyed the devil itself in the Bible. And it destroyed this person. That want of somebody that was destined for better. To sit down and worship them, in a sense. They could control this person. They could feed off this person's energy, good luck, and prosperity. This person would never know that they were destined for anything better than what they have, because I'm telling them they're not, right? Subtly, I'm praising them, but I'm also condemning them to a life that I am destined for. But maybe, just maybe, I can change the destiny, and I can become that person. I have gifts. Guess what? Not anymore, you don't. That's your judgment. Any gifts you had are done. Spirit has said so. Now you're going to sit there and learn, as the devil will eventually. Nobody's higher than God. And in this instance, as well as in the Bible, the student will not surpass the master. Nobody will know everything that God knows. And nobody is going to take the destiny of the emperor. It's their gift, their blessing. It was what they came here for. They have the gift. So even if you divert the road, eventually there'll be that fork in the road that will bring them back to the path they need to go. So you only, as the devil's doing right now in reality, you're only delaying the inevitable. You're not stopping it. Sorry to disappoint you. Sorry, not sorry. Ace of Wands is here. There is an end to the struggle this emperor is going through. There's an end. There's growth. New beginnings that's going to happen for this person. Yeah. They had to learn too, as I'm learning that everything I do goes on the floor. Oh my God, Two of Pentacles is here and Ace of Swords. Yep, right. I'll take them. Yeah, they had to learn to look inward and to not be validated or accept the validation of others, because sometimes, more times than not, and it's not a negative thing, it's a reality. We have to be real when it comes to the human condition and what humans are capable of. Humans are capable of great things. And a lot of times they choose not to. They choose the opposite scenario, to not be that great, to be trifling. A lot of people, and it's not being negative, it's being realistic. You've got to be real. Humans are flawed. Humans are a wonderful creation of God, but they are flawed. They're not perfect. And some of them just go the wrong way. And all of us go the wrong way in a sense. We have to learn. We have to be sharpened. None of us come here and we're just perfect right from the jump. We have to learn things. Just like when you're a baby, you got to learn to crawl before you can walk. You got to learn to talk with babble. And there's so many things you got to learn. As humans, we are still learning. We're a work in progress. But if we can try to hold that light that each of us were born with, instead of allowing the shadows of the life, shadows of disappointment, shadows of the childhood that wasn't that great, the people that we met along the way that let us down. And then it darkens us. It turns us. For some of us, it turns us. And we need to maintain that light despite the darkest days we have to face, because all of us will face it. All of us. Face it. We're going to face it. We are. And that is not being negative, my friends. That's just being honest. I have to be honest. I really do. I have to be honest with you. I feel like to sugarcoat everything is just not going to help anybody. We are going to get a happily ever after. We got to fight for it. We got to fight for it. It is not going to be an easy fight. And sometimes we got to walk it alone. And we got to seek it within ourselves. There's going to be people that let us down along the way. And maybe they won't be closure. They'll be ghosting you. They'll be ripping your heart out of your chest, whatever the case, stomping on it. People are going to be jealous of you and sending all kinds of magic shit in your direction because they are sadly pathetic. Let's face it. You have to seek it within yourself, the closure that you're not going to get from people. And be okay with that. Be okay with that. There's always going to be people that Spirit sends along the way to help you out along your journey, like in The Wizard of Oz. Like in The Wizard of Oz. People that are going to, align with your vibe. They'll be the tribe that you're looking for along the way. So don't lose hope. There's no reason to lose hope. There is always hope, even in the darkest of your hours. And everything is temporary. Everything. When we go through our challenges, we're all temporary. We're energy. We move and shift. And we're here and we're not. But while we're here, try to make the best of this situation so you can learn something. So you're not repeating the same shit over and over again in every lifetime. Forgive yourself and others. That's how we move forward. That's how we grow. This magician, I feel sorry for this person, that they thought that they were going to win. I feel sorry when people think they have to use magic, dark arts in order to win. That is only a temporary victory, if that. It's only a price that you don't want to pay, but you're going to pay. You either pay now or you pay later in life for what we do. But you're going to pay. And this magician's going to pay. They're going to pay dearly for the consequence of trying to stop a gifted one, a chosen one, on their path. But free will's at play. All right, so Two of Pentacles is here. Financial stability. But this is keeping up with changes. All right, so this person is juggling right now. Two of Pentacles is here. So they needed balance. This Emperor needed balance. Okay, so this was a lesson they needed to learn too. So we can't always think lessons are bad. Lessons help us. They sharpen us. We got to go through the fire in order to be the better version on the other side, even when it sucks. It sucks. Okay, I'm not going to lie, it sucks. But in the end, if you can not tire out, if you cannot give in, if you can hold that damn light, hold the light. Shine bright. Keep that sparkle. You will be rewarded on the other side. I promise you that. Spirit promises you that, not me. Ace of Swords is here. Clarity and truth and breakthroughs. I feel like there's a victory here. I feel like it's going to break the heart of this person, though. It's going to break the heart of the Emperor to find out their friend was not a friend. Yeah, I believe that's true. Nine of Wands, through their resilience and maturity, they're going to recover from this. And they're going to learn to be guarded against people and not necessarily, you don't want to believe everybody's going to screw you over, but you can't believe everybody's going to be for you. Even if they flatter you, even if they give you compliments, doesn't mean that their motives are pure. You got to keep going with that. The layers, people are layers, right? They may have started out as your friend, but then as they seen you winning, jealousy, envy, started inevitably sinking in, you know? It's too bad. All right, the Chariot. Their confidence. They're going to build confidence through their own successes, this Emperor, and they're going to start pulling away from the Magician and their illusion. Justice is here. The balance, the fairness, the cause and effect. They're going to see this Magician lose. They're going to see the Magician for who they are, a flawed human like the rest of us. No better, no lesser. Flawed. The sun illuminating, shining on the Emperor and illuminating the dark shadows of the Magician. Yeah. It's a loss. They've had the struggles that this person's going to go through are going to be transferred almost tenfold in a sense to the Magician. The financial losses, the hardships, the struggles. Yeah. Yeah. Because of the boldness of the plan, more than anything. Yeah, the boldness of the plan. Anything else, Spirit? I gotta get going here. One more card, Spirit, for this, please. And not on the floor, Spirit. Yeah. Oh, something wants to come out. Yeah, let me see. Turn. All right, turn it. One more, Spirit, come through. Oh, you want to fall over? You're not going to do it. Nostalgia, Six of Cups. Yeah. I feel like it's going to hurt this person. It really is going to hurt this person because they have a lot of memories with Magician, the Emperor. But in the end, we are all, we have to be let down and disappointed. It turns us inward to validate ourselves and to realize that through those disappointments and losses, we're stronger than we think. You know, we're stronger than we think. The Knight of Pentacles is here. Yeah. Stability, responsible person, practical. This could be the Emperor. They're a knight. They are destined for better. They are destined. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, this is the Knight of Pentacles. Earth sign. They're through hard work and dedication and effort. This person's going to make it to that Emperor status. It's just going to take time. They're a knight. But past, present, or future energy is always at play, so they could be that Emperor now. But that was always their destiny. So keep on that road. Even if it turns a little bit, even if it deviates, even if you have to make stops along the way to learn those lessons. Like that movie. I recommend it, The Wizard of Oz. I wish I had a brain. I wish I had a heart. You always had those things. You never needed to have it, be given from somebody else. That's the point. I love you all. I love you all. And I wish you all the best on your journey. Thank you so much for joining me on Empress Aries 888. Please like and subscribe and join my tribe because I'd love to have you. Till next time. Be safe out there, my friends. Be blessed.